Kaiju Girl, Caramelise. Now I'm gonna just say straight up, this is my favorite shoujo-esque manga, even though it's classified as a seinen. It is under the English publication translation, published via Yen Press under their Yen Press logo. There is a total of 5 volumes that are currently released, with a 6th one not being translated and most likely won't be released till later this year or possibly early next year, with volume 6, as is usually when the next volume Japanese is released, the next English volume is essentially translated. Anyways, each of them are going to retail for about approximately $13, but in US maybe about 17 Canadian. Essentially, it's about Kuroi Akayashi is basically suffering from a rare incurable disease that causes frightening changes to her body. Loner, and basically spent her high school days avoiding any of her classmates, especially the class idol Arata, Minami, and his groupies. But when Arata and basically starts making Kuro's heart skip beats and irritatingly regularly, so basically just very often trying to get close to her, essentially. She basically discovers her illness has a very big in a monster secret. It's basically romance turns her into a lovezilla, essentially. It's classified as a teen here, but yeah, you can follow her socials. Yeah, there is a total of 5 volumes. There is the volume of cover 1, volume of cover 2, volume of cover 3, volume of cover 4, volume of cover 5, and those are all the cover volumes of Kaiju Girl Caramelise. And there is all the covers just sprayed out across in one sequential fashion, starting from volume 1 here, all the way up to volume 5 here. Honestly, I do actually really like the cover art. Like I said, it reminds me heavily of shoujo. I do love the shoujo-esque style. It does have some comedic moments, and it's kind of focusing on that. Volume 1, you basically have the introduction of the main characters, which is essentially Kuroi, essentially. And then you get Minami as a side character who kind of develops. You got thinks that Kuroi is the priest of Harugan, which is what Kuro essentially turns into. Harugan, the big, giant, love-induced kaiju. Essentially, later on, Minami becomes basically scouted to become an actor and all that. Kuroi, they eventually do form a relationship. I believe it's one between either 3 or 4. They form a relationship, but yeah, they form a relationship. They do happen to enjoy each other. Minami actually really just likes Kuroi, essentially. But I mean, there's more background explained of Kuroi's backstory and where she came from. Oh yeah, Kuroi has a pet dog called Jumbo King, which I really enjoy. So basically more backstories explored between basically volumes 3 to 4, but it's more so towards the end of 3, and then 4 has more, and then 5 actually explores a little bit more. I suppose a new antagonist just to be added onto it. Yeah, like I said, it's very shoujo-esque despite its a seinen label. For example, this is what the art style looks like. Like I said, it looks very shoujo-esque, but if I were to skip ahead a few pages. So if I skipped ahead a couple pages, this is basically what it's like I said, reminds me of shoujo, especially the art style over here and all that. I do happen to really enjoy it. The art style is actually quite well done in that aspect, where it looks shoujo-esque, but it really is more akin to, it looks really shoujo-esque, but it's more akin to something that I guess you can say, it's shoujo. It's essentially his shoujo art style, but it's really good. It has that kind of charm with it. But yeah. Went on to some sizes, because this is actually the standard Yen Press manga size. So I'm gonna compare it to some other sizes because I'm a size guy. Standard 7C's manga volume. Standard Yen Press / Yen on light novel size. Larger sized Yen Press manga publication. Standard size 7C's light novel. Standard size of Viz Media. Slightly larger Viz Media size. 7C's second light novel size. And high grade Beyond Global Gundam. Yeah, final thoughts of what I think of Kaiju Girl Caramelise. I would honestly just recommend it. It's a nice read. It's enjoyable and entertaining. If you don't mind waiting a year or two, about a year just to read the next volume, you can go ahead and just wait. I know Spica Aoki is actually one of my more favorite in terms of just style. He did happen to write another manga series, but I found that called The Beasts of Abigail. I didn't really necessarily fully enjoy it. It was lacking in that aspect in terms of just like this style. I believe this is actually much better than that, but yeah, I mean, I didn't enjoy The Beasts of Abigail, but if you like to go ahead and read it, go ahead. It's essentially human goes into like a Luna, which is basically wolves and all that, but they serve humans. That's another story. Yeah, I recommend just reading this. Go ahead and do it, regardless. But yeah, honestly, even just the fifth volume, I really do love that cover art. It's just my favorite. And I mean, they did both the story and actually art style. So huge props to them for just having a good style.